off on me. Nice. I know, so I just now went back on. Ooh, I must have been saying something good. Oh, let's see if people come back on. Wow, hey, look, if you're on this part 2, my live feed got cut off. So I said I must have been saying something good, all right? Because it got cut off. So either you're going to be seeing part 2 or this will be your part 1. But I was talking about how important it is for us to recognize that the new normal is what's going on now. It's not someplace that we're going to. It's something that we're living right now. And so once I see whether or not the first one posted, then I'll backtrack and go on and see if I need to put stuff back up. So yeah, welcome back on. Yeah, who's that? Hey, Vanessa, my singing sister. What's happening? Welcome back on. Hey, what's up, Brian? Yeah, you know what? I had gotten cut off and now I'm restarted. So we'll see what happens with the new one, okay? So we've only got like 10 minutes left for this message. So let me go on and continue. And just remind us that, if you wonder why the word plant was important to the message. Well, because in the new house I'm living in, as I looked at my plants, and my friend Marvin came and helped me he planted some new plants for me. So I'm now going to be doing semi-gardening, not well, but semi. But one of the things that I looked at what's the message from a plant? Plants remind us to be patient. Because the different plants that I have in my yard will bloom in different seasons. And right now, y'all, we are in this for the duration. So we have to have patience to go through the different seasons that this new normal is taking us through. So, and we're going to make it because the plants, they go through their season, then they die, and they come back up. Well, we're not dying, but we go through our season, we experience a letdown or a break, and then we come back. So be plants, and so we can also take the word where, I say control your vocabulary, don't let your vocabulary control you. What I'm saying by that is don't instantly decide that a word has one meaning. Most words in the English language have multiple meanings. And so when I think of a plant, I can think of a plant that's in the ground, but I also say to you, plant your feet. Stand up and recognize that we can handle this. Plant your feet. Be proud. And look at your track record and see how resilient you've been in the past with the storms that you've been through. Thank y'all for coming back on. And again, I hope we're going to end up being able to post this as part 1 and 2 because just cut my first one off. Let's hope that I'll be able to recover it. Okay, but plant your feet right now and recognize, in fact, do a combination of planting your feet, not in a stubborn way of this is the way we used to do and this is how it's going to be. No, plant yourself and recognize that it's going to be rocky right now. Just like a butterfly has to go through a cocoon, this little change is going to be rocky right now. So plant your feet and take the punches that we're getting right now. But what you also need to do, punches is a word I hadn't planned on using, but what you also need to do is do your part. Do your part. The social distancing. Zet told me that they've got it on the airplanes. I laugh when I go to the supermarket. We got cars doing social distancing where people will park every other parking space, if possible. And then a friend of mine, Nemo, said, it's not social distancing because social media is still here. It's people distancing. See, so we think about what we're saying and let those words inspire you and give yourself credit for all the new things that you're learning, and you're learning them. Parents, this is a great time to learn from your kids. And kids, this is a great time to learn from your parents. My nephew, and I'm going to give him a shout out because I need him to get his shit together, Khalid, because he sent in a picture of him on a beach. I don't know if he's from New York. I think the beach was in Florida, and he sent it on Instagram, and I said to him, I said, don't be immune. So, come on, everybody, you got to do your part in this. It is showing that when people distance, when they quarantine themselves at home, it is having an impact on lessening the number of new cases that come each day. That's what we have to see. That's the patience, y'all. See, we've taken those punches, y'all. We've been through round 1. Well, we don't even know what round we've been through. But we're in the next round of this pandemic. And so since we don't know how many rounds it's going to be, take a breath. So, okay, I went through the last round, because that's all it was, the last round. We don't know what round it was. So we went, whether you want to, and one of the things I always tell my soldiers, that see, now they got me doing it, my service members, and I never make that mistake. Oh, well. But my service members, I know I got my soldiers on here, and since this shout out is going to my guy, Mark Thompson, his battalion, and notice I don't say where they are. See, that becomes the security that we have to use. Be conscious of how you use the internet, because you give away people location might not be a good thing. That's another topic, but that's the way that we've been able to handle different types of pressure. Okay, but so again, do what you're supposed to do. Take the time to help that's what I was talking about, how the news is showing how the number of cases is going down per day. That's what we need, and that's the patience we need. Don't say, well, how come it's not cured? Cure is a long road. As is your life. You're in this for the duration. This is it for the rest of your life. Every day is change. Every day. If you go back to my Monday broadcast, where I did Glue Monday, I read the poem Turning Points, and it reminds us that if you wake up the same person you were yesterday, perhaps you never went to sleep, because every day is a new day. And that's why even in this poem it said every day is Sunday, and that's my spiritual side, Sun, S-O-N, because I know that I'm waking up based on my belief that Jesus rose. And so that's what we have to do. And then now somebody's going to say, well, I don't believe in that. That's okay. Believe in what you believe in. That's the prayer part, y'all. And let's recognize that everybody, and there's an R for respect, and recognize this, everybody's dealing with this differently. A group I'm with is called the 2020 Visionaries. And what we say is that everybody's going through this together differently. And that's because everybody's handling the situation in a different way. So help us by sharing what you're doing to handle it. Give us good tips and advice on what to do. Let me make sure those were the tips that I want to give today so that I can have other tips for us. And when I say parents learn from kids, kids learn from parents, this is where we get to express love, L-O-V-E. Let ourselves value everyone. Let ourselves value everyone. That's what sharing is about. So learn the internet, ladies and gentlemen. Find out how to use social media. I know I've mentioned it before, but those of you who are sending the inbox message saying, this needs to go viral, it's not going viral when you send it on an inbox. For something to go viral, for the message to get out there to help as many people as possible, you have to post it on your page so it can get likes and loves and shares. Even the message that you say, send this before they take it down. Well, whoever they is or are, they're going to take it down if that's something that's going to happen. They're going to take it down anyway. So put it on your page so as many people can see it as possible before it gets taken down. When you send it on an inbox message and it gets taken down, the message didn't get to go out to anybody. So learn how to use this technology, y'all. This stuff, and P.S., by the way, older generation, old school, we created this technology. Young people didn't create it. They're just good at it because you have to grow up learning it. So again, there's a thing we can say, stop saying, oh, they just used it. They just wanted to take a shortcut. We created the shortcut. It's a long cut for them. This is a great time for us to just realize and recognize what's going on in our lives. Every generation has had to be patient. Every generation, even when you pray, don't you pray for the future generation? How many parents say, I want my kids to have it better than I had? I don't want them to make the same mistakes I made. Well, the best way for them to not make those mistakes is for you to compassionately recognize that they are going to trip and fall. That's what you did, and you came out okay. So recognize that your kids are going to do the same thing. And those of you who don't have maternal kids, you still got kids. I've got 37 nieces and nephews. They're still looking at what I do. I have kids that I volunteered with when I work with the Boys and Girls Club. They're still looking at what I do. When I work with when I volunteered at YTech in Chicago, they're still looking. I got plenty of kids. The National Black MBA Association, Leaders of Tomorrow, and I'm just happy to give all of these shout outs. These different organizations I've worked with, who have you worked with? Who have you volunteered your time with? And who are you volunteering your time with now? So let's close right there and recognize that if you've brought a child into this world, if you volunteered your time or given money to support a worthy cause, you've saved a life. And that's what you've been doing all along. So don't let the new normal throw you off to where you think you can't handle this. You can handle this pressure. You've been through it before. It's look different. And so now, settle in and recognize that it's just looking different, but it's something that you can handle. We just have to handle it with new tools. Remember I told my service members, they come home to the way things are going to be with new tools. And the new tool is you. The new tool is what you've learned in this challenge. So that you say, okay, this works, that works. That's what doctors do. That's why they call it practicing medicine. It's worked on this amount of people. Let's try it for this one. Oh, that worked. Let's not use that again. We're all doing it, y'all. So come on, be patient. And you have to start by being patient with yourself. Because if you're not patient with you, you won't be patient with anyone else. So take your time. Recognize pressure is a thing of the past. But it's something that we're dealing with in the present. And we are so damn good at it. But let's remember ourselves on the back. Look, Friday's message is going to be self. What are you doing as we go through pressure? So I want to do is giving you the formula again, we're going to take the consonants, we're going to throw the vowels out. Only one vowel to throw out is the E. And we test the L and the F. If your name begins with a letter from A to H, I want you to give a letter that begins with a word that begins with the letter S, and I'll get that in the message. If your name begins with A through H, give me a with an S. If your name begins with the letters I to P, give me a word that begins with the letter L. And if your name begins with the letters R through Z, give me a word that begins with the letter F. And so you just put that in there, and I'll use those words that bring our message on Friday, Glue Friday. I will see that glue and go together. Remember, glue, G-L-U-E, God's love undoes everything. Makes things apart, but whatever has been apart, it will bring it back together. And that's why it's Glue Wednesday. We're going to take the weekend and the week begin, and we're going to put them together and make it work for us. God bless you, and thanks for tuning in. Ciao.